Hi people. We hope you're having a great day today. For us, it's being a typical weekend as we think about what to expect from the new episode from 1883. Despite being premiered only a month ago, the show has already managed to get a special place in our hearts. The fact that it's a prequel series to one of our favorite shows of all time, Yellowstone, definitely contributes to this situation. Still, 1883 offers us much more than just having a mere link to the Yellowstone. Yes, it shares a lot of similar qualities with its predecessor. For instance, 1883 has a big set of characters, all of whom are morally gray, and borderline antiheroes, just like Yellowstone. It also has a bold scenario that doesn't afraid of pushing the boundaries. It also explores the social, political, and economic realities of the era and location it takes place in through the lives of the ordinary people, which is also something Yellowstone manages masterfully. And yet, on top of all these, 1883 is also successful in differentiating itself from Yellowstone. When we're watching the show, we don't feel like we are watching Yellowstone with the mere difference of taking place 200 years ago. Instead, 1883 has its character and uniqueness that we appreciate. So far in the series, we watch the early Duttons joining their forces with a local man who is guiding a group of Germans toward the north. Together, the group tries to survive all the dangers of this risky journey. And yet, they cannot escape from the tragedies of life. In each episode, we witness death, sorrow, and hunger, with a small glimpse of hope that rarely shows itself. Considering the shocking events that took place in the 5th episode of the series, we expect that small hope to be eradicated in the upcoming episodes, particularly episode 6, which will skip a week and be released on January 30. Usually, the light of hope was shining through Elsa, the daughter of the Duttons. She was a light-hearted, fun, adventurous, and courageous young girl who was insisting on seeing the good in everything rather than noticing the tragedies surrounding her. People were suffering around her constantly, and yet, she was still hopeful that all things will be resolved soon. Thanks to her trust in her family and herself, she was acting as if they were immune from anything bad in life. Even the sexual assault attempt at the first episode of the show didn't change the way she looks at life. While admiring her for her optimistic stance, we, as the audience, were struggling to understand how she was able to be this way despite all the other things that have been going on. When we realized that Elsa, who is also the narrator of the show, was mostly representing us with her perspective, it became easier to get her. In other words, Elsa is reflecting the audience's perspective on the 19th century Wild West. At first, she was clueless about the place they were going, just like we were. Then, despite seeing some bad things, she started to tell herself that everything will be all right, just like we did. She kept focusing on the adventure rather than the dangers, just like we did. And now, after episode 5, she is realizing the true nature of this world, just like we do. In episode 5, the bandits surrounded the group and left their marks behind which were noticed by James and the others. So, they came up with a plan to tackle the bandits, which, for the most part, worked. However, it wasn't enough. In the end, Ennis got killed, which traumatized Elsa deeply. At one point, she was making wedding plans and, in the next second, she saw her husband be dead, which was shocking. Based on all these, we expect to watch Elsa's shifting characters in episode 6. She will probably gradually turn into a pessimist person whose heart is too stiff to welcome any warm emotions. We also expect the group to continue their journey, despite everything, and face new challenges. Hunger is likely to be the new big crisis they face since most of their food got lost while crossing the river a couple of episodes ago. What do you think about 1883 episode 6? Are you excited about the new episode? Do you think Elsa will experience a major change? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you soon.